Kurtai.
My plant.
Because he's poking me in the
Oh.
head. Can't have that.
That big. Oh. Right. Could be. Okay, now, maybe. All right. Look at that.
Yay!
You're making your back like an old lady.
I'm making it so that I look skinnier.
Oh.
I'm gonna have a
mm,
fitted shirt, not a fatted shirt.
Fatted shirt. Ah. It's like me lately.
What?
Well, I don't know what he's doing now. He's had plenty of time while he waits for us.
Probably in the bathroom now.
What?
Probably like took a bathroom.
It's connecting to audio, right? Okay.
Ready for this? What you drinking?
Oh, that creeps me out.
What?
See the air? Looks like it's like fucking downpouring outside.
It does. That's kind of cool though.
That's wild. Lori's not gonna like my little setup here with all the. Because normally they like the lights in the background, but I think this is fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's life.
What if we scoot it just a little so the door isn't in it?
Scoot what? Oh, just the camera? Yeah. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Yay. Oh, look at that. It's all black. Neat. All right, I gotta get my phone to this.
Maybe
What's wrong now?
I was gonna maybe put that lamp behind you.
Oh
just
my
for
God.
that corner, but how
We're getting real,
deep into it do you want to get?
we're deep into it already, so. You want me to put a lamp behind me now? Oh, why? Because my hair's kinda.
No, just yeah, because you kind of blend
Oh my
in.
God.
I know.
Over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a little here. Yeah, if we're gonna do guests, we definitely need a little studio.
Need a different
Or I'm
setup.
just gonna.
Yeah,
go
or
this
two
one.
mics.
What do you mean? We don't need two mics.
Curtis.
How's it going?
What
to
God,
see
what
you.
took you so long?
We don't need.
Sorry,
two
I was
mics. What are you
figuring
talking
out
about?
this.
That
I
was a
gotta,
joke. Because
Yeah, that was totally. a
I'm
joke, 'cause Terry's
25 minutes.
yeah, I was gonna say, where have you been?
25.
It's 45
Wait.
minutes later.
25 minutes late. The rest was my fault.
25? Wasn't it supposed to be 2?
Well,
Yeah,
I
It's
exaggerated.
2:45.
Oh, she got here 30 minutes late. There we go. That's better.
Yeah.
She got here 30 minutes late, and then Zoom didn't want to work, and then it was a thing.
Cheers.
Oh,
So,
we made it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
She's drinking. I'm not, because I'm not supposed to.
Oh,
Oh.
good for you.
I
Yeah.
just
This
figured
is
we'd
our
make
this
it
is our
fun.
drink together that we were supposed to have last week.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Curtis and I got like a whopping 6 hours of sleep.
Oh, it was
Entire week.
Yeah,
It was
between like
fun.
Sunday and like Thursday, me, Kyle, a couple other friends. I think we got a whopping like 6 hours combined of sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I mean, I didn't know someone could party that much in Omaha.
I don't think we did either, but we figured it out.
Good deal. Sorry I missed ya.
Uh-huh.
Actually, it's your fault because you didn't say you were leaving early.
Oh, well, it's Cal Pal's birthday.
So it's
I had to leave.
Cal's fault.
I thought you did his birthday before you left.
We did, but his actual birthday was on Wednesday. Or the 14th, whenever I think it was Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm never really.
I needed to go take him to Peter Piper Pizza and
What's
look
Peter
all the
Piper
things.
Pizza?
do
do you guys not have Peter Piper out there? It's like
No, of
a
course we don't. No.
it's like a little kids arcade pizza
Can you
thing.
hear
I don't
this okay?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, no, look at the camera.
and maybe speak I mean my volume's like 3/4 of the way up, so
Okay. Well, I
maybe
think
just
it's-
plan on talking a little louder than normal.
I bet I can move the microphone over here.
I mean, it's fine.
One more adjustment. One more
Why?
adjustment. Hold on.
Does the screen move anymore? Because when he talks, I want to look at
I
him.
know that.
Yeah.
That's every woman's problem in this life.
No,
Oh
I
my
didn't
god,
mean
here
that
we
like
go.
that.
Here we go.
Oh my God, I wanna-
I know.
I want to look at
Jesus.
you too.
I know what you meant. Just kidding.
This is gonna be fun, and I cannot be
Well,
settled.
I only got till 6.
Same.
So
I told my mother, my sitter.
that's fine. Jesus. Curtis, this doesn't make me want to just go into the studio. I don't know what does.
I mean, it looks fine. I think if it was honestly, I think it's if you just had one more microphone and you guys can just hold the microphone
No, like we had to redo this whole thing because the camera doesn't wide angle. So we had to reset, we had to do a different setup here.
Oh,
Yeah, it was wild. So, no.
What are you gonna do? No, he keeps telling me no for everything. No.
welcome to my world.
Which Michael or which?
No, Michael. Michael's the boss.
Always,
He is, he's a control freak.
that is true.
Fine, Mike. I'm a control freak, but I let you, you're worse than me, so I let you go.
That better?
Testing.
Hey, that sounded good.
Should we talk like this?
Hey, we should.
My phone sex voice, I'm gonna use my broadcaster voice. Is that okay?
Uh-oh. You know this is recording, right?
Welcome to Omaha
Well, it's not
Extra.
live. Not like
I'm,
Netflix
Oh, I
live.
hate that. I hate when people talk like that. Just
why?
talk normal.
I try to be.
Hi, this is Curtis Mitchell with Channel 4.
That sounded
Like,
The
no one
weather
talks like
today
that.
looks amazing.
All right, here we go.
hold on
We're
one second.
better.
I think we're fantastic.
Okay. As long as Carrie's happy, good to go.
I think it's more like as long as Michael.
No.
be.
Right.
No,
Not first left.
Kurt.
Thank you so much.
Is it Kurt or Curtis? What do you prefer?
If he's mad at himself, it's Kurt.
Curtis. Most people call me Curtis. Close friends call me Kurt.
Oh, guess I'm
When
not.
I'm mad at myself, I call
Call
myself
him
Kurt.
I've never called him Kurt. I think that's weird.
In text message.
C. He calls me C
No, that's what,
C money.
no.
or Zaddy. One of those.
When we're out on the golf course and he gets mad at himself, it's Kurt.
Fucking Kurt.
Ah,
dang it,
come on,
Kurt.
Kurt.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
I feel like someone used to yell at you when you were young and they would yell at you like Kurt.
Mm,
That's why you do it
no,
to-
most like family calls me Curtis. I don't know. I think it's just
See, I'm fan.
Kurt was the easy thing to say, like playing sports.
His
was
friend from
easier to say
Arizona
than
was here
Curtis.
during explosion and kept calling him Kurt. And I'm like, this is weird.
It does feel
Well,
weird. to
because
call
that's
you
my
Kurt.
social media or that's my Instagram, anyways. People think
Right,
my
I
name's
figured
Kurt
that out
because
too.
it's Kurt Mitchell.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
does
was like,
feel weird to
that's-
call you Kurt.
Yeah,
I'm
very.
You
Right?
can call me whatever you want.
Yeah, it's too short.
I'll respond.
That look you made after you said that.
Mhm. Love that.
Okay, let's.
Wow. Here we are.
We already have a little intro.
One, can I have one recommendation is like Carrie, you're in the middle of the screen and Michael, you're like way left. Can you move the camera left to make it more even? Does that make sense? Or
Yeah, we're
more
kinda
towards
keeping-
Michael?
we're
There we
kinda trying to
go.
keep the
That's
door
more
out
better.
of the
Oh,
picture.
too much.
Yeah, we're kind of trying to keep the door out of the picture.
There we go. That's better. Now it looks like you're both. Yeah, that's perfect.
That's better. Yeah, originally when we were sitting at the desk, I was just going to be a voice in this podcast, and my face was.
Oh no, that's stupid.
No, I know. That's why we had to fucking work this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should see his
Yeah.
office right now. It does not look the same.
No, I'm going to start shooting this in Glory Visuals podcast studio from now on. Show up, shoot, leave. I didn't want to do that ever because then it felt like you had to. It wasn't just like a casual conversation. It was more of like your.
I think you can make a studio like homey and
No, I meant theirs. Like if I had to
Yeah,
go to
that's
their
what I meant.
studio, I meant like it wasn't just like me and Curtis just casually talking on the phone.
Oh,
It
you're
felt
like,
more like I had this
actually-
allotted time of
I think that's okay.
sitting here and probably it's better. So. All right.
We ready?
Are you?
I'm more than ready.
All right.
was
Well,
bored.
this
Good.
was
Do you have the
yours.
questions?
I was born.
Yeah.
You
but
have
I
the
got
questions
intro
memorized?
first. No, they're on my phone,
Okay, good.
but my phone's hidden off to the side here.
Love that.
And it's on that setting that the screen won't turn off, so I don't have to get on my phone.
Well, this is our first guest. This is so exciting.
I know, isn't it?
I'm really excited to be the first guest. I'm also really excited to talk about myself.
Of course. Love that. That's
Well,
the
why we
best
made
type
the
of guest.
Podcast was to talk about ourselves.
Right,
So
that's the
Yeah.
fun
that's
right?
the same thing.
Mhm.
What are you drinking? What's your drink of choice?
Water, obviously.
Oh, well, you wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
really have to.
I don't
Why?
mind. My drink of choice is a Tito's, generally with soda water, but today I'm drinking a Michael's Special, which is a Tito's and Sprite.
So this
Mm.
shows how long it's been since Carrie and I have hung out, because my
Oh.
drink has now changed.
He doesn't drink Sprite.
Lemonade now or something. Tequila
No, I-
lemonade.
It's tequila lemonade now.
Yeah.
Changing it up.
Lemonade?
Yeah,
With
changing it
tequila?
up.
Have you had
Too
that,
sweet.
Kurt?
I'm like a gin and soda type of guy or tequila soda.
Gin and soda. Oh, I can't
Someone
do gin.
someone at Apiary now has started to make my lemonade with dim syrup,
Mhm.
and it's great. and I
Oh.
caused quite the disturbance there.
What's a dim syrup?
I don't know, but
Makes you like
yeah,
it.
it's a less sweet type.
It
of
sounds
syrup, I
like
guess.
Asian, maybe like dim
Hmm.
sum.
Oh, could be,
An Asian.
Shout out Charlie.
could be. That's why, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think an Asian guy created it, but that's probably why. So, all right. So
Does
Carrie's social media extraordinaire, TV host.
Mhm.
So start off, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, as Michael mentioned, I own a social media agency here in Omaha, and we mainly work with realtors. We also work with home builders, designers, anybody in the home space, I like to say. We kind of branch out a little bit into the lifestyle world as well. So that is job number one. Job number two is hosting a local 2-minute segment on one of the channels here and just interviewing business owners, getting to know about them and their story and what makes them unique and why people should buy from them, essentially.
How's that going
Love
so
that.
far?
I love it. It's I would say, I recognize it's local television, but I love it. It's my dream job. I
Now
think
you were in local television before, correct?
I have worked at television stations. I've worked at radio stations. I've worked at newspapers, like really every aspect of broadcasting. But I think I was always too afraid to actually like take the leap into broadcasting. Like if I think about college, I would look at people in broadcasting because I was in the journalism building and I'd be jealous and be like, God, I could never do that. And then finally at the age of almost 40, I was like, actually, maybe I can do this. And now, like 2 or 3 years later, honestly, with the help of you, I am in television, which I absolutely adore and love. And I've got to pinch myself because I feel really happy.
So I want to ask about the show.
Okay.
Is that still in production? Is there still hopes of that going somewhere? Because that kind of, I guess, relaunched or launched the broadcasting where it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because it's kind of a mini version of what you were trying to do.
Yeah. So I haven't done anything with the show. So just as a little bit of background, Curtis, do you know much about Omaha?
I don't think so at all, no.
No. So a little bit
Nope.
of background. So I have this idea for kind of a home show in Omaha that would air, Saturday mornings, and we'd take people around really cool properties like your property that you recently finished. That's absolutely beautiful.
And now live in.
And that your current home. There we go. We interviewed a designer, a company that did a lot of the furnishings and things like that. Are you laughing or are you just like smiling?
No, I'm
You're making me
smiling.
think I'm being like
I'm
I'm
smiling.
Oh, I love that house, by the way.
Smiling.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous house.
It's a great house.
So we basically took people around, different neighborhoods of Omaha. Just really wanted to highlight the city and what it has to offer and development and real estate and all that kind of stuff. So Michael was one of the sponsors of that, along with his home building company and some other sponsors as well. And we produced this little 20-minute show. And it turned out really great. We worked with a company called Glory Visuals, who is absolutely amazing. To be honest, they were like, we don't know if we can do this, but let's try it. And I think we all sort of felt that way. But no, to answer your question, nothing currently is going on. However, we are in like hopes that it will turn into a Saturday morning
Oh, cool.
television show, which would be very closely modeled off of what we did. So cross your fingers.
Cool.
And if we are, then obviously you'd be the first guest.
And it's pronounced Omaha,
Omaha.
not
Omaha.
Hawaii.
How would you pronounce
Well, it's
it?
spelled very weird.
Omaha.
Omaha. Homa.
Yeah. Omaha.
Omaha. Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's kind of like when you drive back from Iowa and you drive by the sign that says Omaha.
Yeah. Omaha.
Yeah. Omaha. That's why I pronounce it now because the sign was out one time.
Oh, it was.
The H was out, so it's just like Omaha.
You're here.
Yeah.
Omaha. Yeah.
All right, so tell us
Love
what
that.
social media is all about.
Social
What
media.
got you into social media? What do you love about social media? What is it all about?
Well, I'm going to make it a two-parter. So I will answer and then you guys have to answer about what you think social media not just is, but how you guys use it in the real estate world. So social media is obviously super important. I think, the first time we sat down, which was 4 or 5 years now, I think you recognize the importance of it in the social media world. Part of the reason I started my business was because I was selling my home in 2018. Instagram was still fairly new. Facebook was like still like the cool
Yeah,
place to
relevant.
be,
Yeah.
sort of,
Yeah.
relevant. And so my realtor at that time did not really get on Instagram or know how it worked. And so I was like, well, I've got these beautiful pictures. I'm going to post them. So I did. And I think it helped. I didn't have a huge following at the time, but people were commenting and there was engagement and that kind of thing. And so I recognized that this was something that was really needed in this industry. And I also have a background in real estate, finance, mortgage, title, all that kind of stuff. And so I really aimed to like bring those two worlds together. So we're fulfilling this need. And I think you guys would say as realtors, you don't necessarily want or have the time to manage your social media. Am I right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Curtis?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, the problem is we still like to have the control,
Oh, of course.
and
Yeah.
and I think that's the hard part of like being in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
But
That makes
yeah,
sense. And so honestly, like through a lot of trial and error, we try to be really collaborative. And Michael's a client, Curtis is a client as well. And so I think you guys can tell that we're pretty, we're as hands-on as much as you want us to be, but
Right.
hopefully you feel like, we're incorporating everything that you guys want. And yeah, I feel confident saying that we do.
No, you do. Yeah.
Good,
for
good.
sure.
So what are you guys, I'm curious, your take on social and real estate and all that kind of
Curtis gets to field that first.
I think I'm one of the, well, maybe not one of the few. I think to me, it's leaning more towards this way now, but there used to be this push of like, you have one social media for personal and then you have another one for business and they can never commingle or be a part of the same. And I'm on the world of commingle all of it, do a little bit of personal, a little bit of family, whatever you like to post about, and then also business. So, I mean, I think to me, it just helps the consumer if they Google you or whatever, get to know who you actually are rather than just see business side of things. So all my social media is pretty much both. It's family life back home. My son is obviously a huge part of that. And then also what I like to do, travel, cars, watches, and then also selling stuff here and there. And
Yeah, all the
podcast is a big part of that.
you, right?
Yeah. So that's been fun. I enjoy the marketing side of things just in general. So, and that's with any type of real estate transaction. So I enjoy the social media aspect of it just to market and tell the story of whatever is going on.
Yeah. Is it more of like you enjoy it or do you feel like it's a necessity? I mean, I think I know the answer.
It's definitely necessary for sure if you want to keep growing or if you want people to, I mean, if someone looks you up, and I think you just build trust a little bit easier when someone can look through all your photos and videos and get a feel for who you actually are. I also think social media can be a total front of just
Oh,
show the good things, and you're actually not that way in real life. But the people who do it right and do it well are the ones that show the real life stuff and the not always happy go lucky. It's life happens, and
mhm.
all that kind of stuff. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I do enjoy. I think video is also a big thing. A lot of people are scared of video, but that's also just one more piece of the pie of letting people see who you actually are. And being videos is or doing videos easier to relay that than pictures.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's like, to your point, it's a way for people to get to know you so that when they sit down, in a listing meeting with you and you're hoping to get that business, they already feel like they know you.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like they've got something in common with you and something that they can relate to. And so I think it shortens your sales cycle as a
For
realtor.
sure.
I think that anything you can do to get that listing a little bit faster
Right.
is probably ideal.
Well, I think real estate social media is like very different than a lot of other
Mhm.
industry social media because we work after 5 o'clock, we work on weekends and like we work on Sundays. I mean, you see your doctor having social media and they do fun stuff like in the office on social media.
Yeah.
But they don't like show, like there was this lady I went to a conference like a long time ago and she said that, show yourself like on roller coasters with your kids and going and doing this, doing that. So like Curtis said, people could actually get to know who you are. because like your kids are going to show up on showings or walkthroughs with you, like we've seen Cal Pal with Curtis doing things.
Mhm.
And just, or, you know, they're like your family's gonna be with you sometimes when you're off working because you are working really odd hours. So it's like, it really personalizes that transaction. The other cool thing for me is it's really like helped me not have to, like the whole outdated system of like you have to call people like every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever it is.
Mhm.
I don't really have to do that anymore because you just stay in touch with so many people so quickly on social media and the reach is so much easier and bigger.
Totally.
You don't have to do like those little sales calls,
Mhm.
and it's just an easy way to,
Farming.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, well, and I don't really have to do that. But I think just like the more you grow that, the more people that follow you, and then and that's like you can see them have a baby or like get their job change or do things like that that you need to reach out for them anyway or to them anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it just makes that whole like it makes prospecting a lot more fun, but also just makes it easier and more natural because you're not having to like actually make those phone calls and do those things because Instagram kind of does it for you.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just looking outside because it sounds rainy. Anyway,
The air conditioner.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
that's the wave going on up
Oh
there.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's to your point, like we first met because of social media, and I think you do a really good job of that in creating connections and relationships with people through social media. That's one of the things that as a client we look for, people who may not want to manage their day-to-day social media, but who aren't afraid to have conversations with people, reach out to people you might not normally. It really does kind of create like an easier way to reach out to people instead of walking up to them at an event or cold
Right.
calling them or
Mhm.
whatever it is.
Well, like
And
one of the
so-
things that we had talked about previously, and it was actually interesting because Colin's the one that told me this because his girlfriend's boss, she has like a sleeve tattoo, and so
Mhm.
her boss told her that's like her thing, right?
Mm.
That's how people come up to her in public and talk to her. That's what they bring up, right?
Yeah.
And we've talked about how our thing is like watch or clothes or shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what we kind of try and watch out for in other people, but that's obviously like out in person, but on social media, that just makes it so much easier to approach people.
Mhm.
It kind of gets rid of like the cold approach of being out in public or like introducing yourself to
It's
someone
like
at a
you're
coffee shop or whatever.
Meta.
It's just, yeah, it's much easier to like just message them something on Instagram, like you saw them do something. So it's much easier just to comment on that or message them based on that.
Absolutely.
So
I mean, that's how we became friends.
I
We had
know.
that Zoom call and
Chris DM'd me first.
I DM'd him.
Okay,
Or actually,
you said
it was a
MDM
text.
first.
It
Yeah.
was a text.
Yeah.
Because I had your number. So it wasn't as bad as a DM, but
Like, hey,
I
buddy,
slid in there
like your
somehow.
watch.
I don't know how he had my number.
Well, we have the same one. And I was
Yeah.
like, hey, man, this is kind of weird, but love your Batman. I got the same one. I sent him a picture,
Cute. You guys-
naked. And then after that, it was.
You guys are adorable. You
Then we
might
became
be
BFFs after that.
Duo.
Thank you.
Duo.
Thank you. Duo.
Friend duo. Yes. Yeah.
I think like the hard part for me with social media is not posting instantaneously.
Yeah,
Like, for
yeah.
example, like we had Explosion here this week, which is
Oh, yeah.
Vincent's conference.
Mhm.
And I want to just like take pictures during the day, post them on my story, do that, rather than like hold them in for like a week and then come home and like send them to Paige or just make a reel myself and then do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather just like post them in the moment. And I'm not really great at like, like going on a trip, saving up all these photos, doing this, doing that, and then putting them into a reel afterwards.
Yeah.
I
think-
that's just more like I did the instant gratification thing. So that's not a social media problem. It's just
Well, I think it should be a combo, honestly.
Mhm.
Like if you've got a really good strategy, then you do save up what you have and there's a purpose behind waiting and posting. And then the other stuff that you do want to post right away, like that's you showing who you are, the behind the scenes
Mhm.
of who Michael is, and that's what people are going to relate to. So I definitely think there's a benefit to doing both. I'm kind of the same. Like I honestly working in social media, I don't post a lot anymore because I'm in it all day, every day with everyone else. So when I do post, I get like kind of excited because I haven't posted for a while. And then, I'm guilty
yeah, and you're
of
not gonna post like you just sitting at a coffee shop. You're gonna post like a
something
monumental type of moment or
monumental.
meaningful or whatever.
Yeah, sure. Like my kids who, most people are probably like, okay, your kid went back to school just like
Right.
everyone else is. But I get excited about it, for different reasons. But yeah, I mean, social media, I think is incredibly important for real estate agents. And even for, if you're working with builders, just to show what makes you different, what makes you unique. There's a lot of realtors. I think last time I checked, there were, maybe it's dropped down to less than 5,000 realtors in the Omaha MLS.
You wanna guess how many
Phoenix
realtors
is
on-
like, take a guess how many's
I
in
think
our
I might have
MLS.
seen this on one of your your episodes.
It's worse in California, but
Is it really?
It's worse in California or LA. That's
Wait,
just
we're
LA
talking-
County.
All of Arizona or Phoenix, Scottsdale?
I think just Phoenix, Scottsdale.
20,000?
60.
yeah, you got like,
Try like 60,000. Yeah, out here. LA County is like 90,000.
yeah.
That's incredible.
Isn't that stupid?
Crazy.
dumb?
It's like
I
someone
mean,
moves there and gets their license so they can just like sell themselves their house and they just don't use it.
maybe, yeah. And I think there's a lot of that. But for the active realtors that there actually are, you know, how do you differentiate yourself in a super saturated market?
Right.
It's by
Yeah.
your personality, who you are, how somebody can connect with you. And so we really, really focus on that when we sit down with people. We meet quarterly to talk about strategy. We sit down, we do a pretty extensive onboarding session too. So yeah, it's incredibly important. And honestly, if you're a realtor and you're not active on social media, you're missing out on a lot of sales.
There's your plug.
Boom. Mike.
That's it.
Plug. That's not.
Well, you know, even if it's not us, are we done? Is that all?
No, no.
That's it. Thank you for that. Great for showing up.
Appreciate it. What was it? I totally lost my train of thought. No, even if you don't use someone like us, it works a little better locally. But if you've got somebody in your own city or whomever that really honestly focuses on this particular market, like that's key.
What's your 2025 outlook on social media? Like, what do we have to look out for? What changes? That sort of thing.
Well, I think we can all say that AI is like slowly taking over.
Yeah. So how's that changed? Like, do you actually write content anymore? Or does AI do it for you?
Extensively changed. So what I would say is it's a combination. Obviously, you know, any business should take advantage of a chat GPT or AI and however it can make your business more efficient. That's what we've used it for. So to answer your question, yes, we use AI for captions, but we know our clients and you know, we've got account managers or an account manager right now. We're in the process of potentially adding more, but that's where it starts. And the thing about AI is we've got different channels for each of our clients. And so that channel, that AI channel starts to learn
I
the
was gonna ask that,
language.
yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm the one then that's responsible for proofing everything as it goes out at the end of the week. And I'm, whether you know it or not, I'm going back and saying like, okay, we're going to change this word because Michael would never say like howdy or, you know, whatever it is.
Right.
Nah, he would. I've
He
heard it.
like quite a bit, but we're trying to
Nashville.
howdy.
Yeah, I think it depends on the context of who I'm trying to talk to.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I'll put on a cowboy hat and say howdy depending on who's asking.
Who the lady
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
who the young lady is. So yeah, so we do use it, and I think it's silly if you're not, because efficiency in any business is incredibly important. So that's a huge one. Video still remains supreme, obviously. But I think short videos, you know, like anything someone kind of has to replay over and
Right.
over because they didn't quite catch it the first time. Michael's most viewed video with over how many views?
Well, now this sounds terrible because this has a lot more, but it was that
Okay.
video of my little
Turning on
the
the-
furnace filter thing, and that was it. Oh yeah, the humidifier.
Yeah.
I didn't talk. There was no words.
Just
It was dirty.
click. Yeah.
Yeah, I was changing it from winter to summer.
Yeah.
And I think that had over like 2 million or something
Wow.
stupid. That was
Was
There was
like
a
my
good one you
little-
did of
Or-
like doing like the hood light bulb or
Oh
something
yeah, that
too.
did. Yeah, that did good
That
too.
did-
But yeah, that was
Yeah.
like a viral moment.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, what? Which
It's-
really goes to show that there's no rhyme or reason to social media whatsoever.
Yeah.
But
You never know what's gonna hit.
I don't know, and I don't know why that was.
Mhm.
There was no music in the background. It wasn't to a playlist. It was
I
just
honestly
short.
think there was like an ASMR aspect to it. It was just like click. It was just like perfectly
Mhm.
timed.
That could be.
Yeah, I don't know. Or just the algorithm really liked.
That one and then the one in the dishwasher where I taught people you can lower the upper tray.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
liked that one.
Educational pieces are
Yeah.
super important. So yeah, so I would say AI number one. You know, and I think we're gonna see algorithms changing quite a bit. Instagram has kind of played around with that. Just a bunch, kind of what they're stacking or ranking at the top that's going to be seen. And actually it's more organic or original content. So a lot of people repost things that are out there and they get views because they're posting something that already had 1 million views. So Instagram is prioritizing actually stuff that you create.
Someone did that on Curtis's video.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
They didn't even like tag him. They just took it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, copyright's a sensitive subject. I didn't tell you this, but I actually had a photographer reach out through her attorney
Oh,
for a copyright thing, and it was an account that we've got 30,000 followers on. And what we do is we share kitchens across the country, and people love it. And we always give credit to the photographer. We always give credit to the builder, the designer, the realtor, anybody that we know is involved. And sometimes people will reach out to us and say like, hey, can you tag this
who's
person or
making money
whatever?
on this account? Like, what's the purpose? of
Nobody
this
at this
account?
point, but
Is
it's,
this you? Like you do
we
this?
run it. Yeah.
Oh.
But we haven't figured out quite how to monetize it yet. But I
Yeah,
think
because I knew you did that, but yeah, I was like, I don't know who's benefiting from that.
nobody
And no, which is fine.
other
Just-
than
you have to build it.
the
but-
people that love kitchens. We're figuring it out, but yeah, it was a copyright issue because this photographer basically said like my photos are the way I make money and you posted it without asking me first.
Mm,
So even if you give credit, it's not quite the same thing as asking for permission. So I mean, Curtis, you've got some intellectual property there that you might want to follow up on.
Wow. Much work.
Yeah.
Much work.
And honestly, that was
It's
way
not worth it.
that was way too much for a photographer to reach out to and say anything anyway, because it doesn't matter. You're promoting the photographer, so I think that's
Well, it was the attorney that reached out, right? No, you said?
She has an attorney, and this guy specifically focuses on photographers whose work may have been posted or
boy, that seems like,
like,
really
it's
niche
What a
almost
thing
like-
to
job.
focus on.
My
it's
goodness.
almost like they scour, and she knew about it because we tagged her, and then she
Yeah.
sent it to her
Yeah, that's
attorney.
dumb.
Yeah,
That's
so
dumb. Yeah.
I'm legally not allowed to speak about anything that happened after
I
that.
said she'd be like, hey,
Ooh.
take my shit down.
I know, I'm like, okay, fine, you don't want 30,000, she has like
Yeah.
5,000 followers, she doesn't want 30,000 people to see her.
Dumb.
That happened to Colin Shramick one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, another builder just posted a picture of his parents' movie theater in the basement,
And
and
didn't
they
give-
no, and they just tagged it as their own. But the social
See,
media
that's
companies screwed.
messed up.
Well,
See
social
that?
media
Yeah.
screwed that one.
I don't love
Wow.
that.
And it was just funny that it was his parents' movie theater of all the theaters he's built. It was like his parents. I'm
That's
thinking he's gonna be pretty
ironic.
familiar with that one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to be careful, but in my opinion, Instagram is a place, and any social media is a place to find and discover things and share them with people that follow you or that might be interested in them that might not have otherwise seen that, right? I've
Right.
had people come up to me and say like, I'm redoing my kitchen and I base my design off of something that you posted that again, they might not have otherwise seen. So I do think that some of these platforms may or may not have issues with that going forward, but they're so big, like a
Mhm.
photographer's not going to be like, hey, Instagram, I'm going to sue you because you're reposting
Yeah.
or reposting all my stuff.
Right.
So I guess they got to come after little guys like me.
Why not? Seems easier.
Yeah, it does.
But-
It does. What else you got for
What's
me?
your favorite client success story so far?
Oh boy. Client success story. We do a lot of case studies, and it's incredible to see the numbers jump from before they were working with anybody and then starting to work with us. So we usually give it about 3 months of momentum, but I mean, we've seen impressions, reach, engagement, followers, triple, double, quadruple impressions, especially we've seen, multiply it like a 10x multiplier. Like it's incredible to see the numbers go up. Gosh, I think that knowing when our clients actually are selling more homes, are doing more business, are making more money as a result of social media is obviously pretty successful. I honestly can't think of one off the top of my head. I wish I could. But
I even gave you these in advance,
I
Carrie.
know. I thought it would come to me in the moment and it's not. I would like to ask you, what do you feel like your
Oh,
biggest win?
Now you're deferring.
I am a
back
little
to me.
bit.
I already have this answer figured out.
Good, okay, so
'Cause
both of you.
It was an ad that Carrie ran for me.
Oh, here we
Sold
go.
my biggest house ever. You
Well,
remember
that's
that
a
already?
client success story.
Yeah, I
There you
know.
go.
We can just use mine.
You asked that, so you could bring that up.
No, I did not. No. But
Tell us about it.
well, that was it. I had the $4 million house listed and we ran that. What did we spend? Like $50 on boosting on Facebook, which is another
Probably.
question I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
And some guy saw it on Facebook, did not call me, went on Zillow, called a different agent. That's fine. And then she ended up showing it one time, and he had like a piece of land that he was going to build on. Saw this house, it was such a good deal, and you could not replicate it for what it was selling for, and they ended up buying it. So, that was all due to my $50 social media boost.
That's incredible. And I'm blown away that I actually forgot that.
Me too.
Wow.
Kind of hurts, but that's all right.
Don't let it hurt you. It's
No,
just me
no.
working too much. and
Not
having
you.
Zero memory.
It's her.
It's not me. It's you.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. That. So that brings up, does boosting actually really, besides that story,
Yeah.
does boosting actually really do anything? Do you just get a bunch of like random people that don't know you that live in like some made up country that are liking your stories at that point when you boost, or is
It's
boosting actually
possible.
worth it?
Yeah. So the question is, yes, boosting is worth it, and I'll tell you why. But Curtis, what I want to hear what your social media success story is, if you so have.
Oh,
Is
you know,
it- is it-
lately my social media has been more my son because that's what the people love. So I don't really have like a real estate success story of like somebody seeing my listing posted and like end up buying it from that. But I mean, I love the fact that my social media has a lot of following and it helps me get listings at the end of the day because I still do videos and I love the marketing side of or marketing a house for sale. And I can go up to a seller and say, hey, every video that we post gets, 30,000 views minimum. So
Yeah.
let me be your realtor and let me sell your house because I get eyeballs on it. But the stuff with my son, I mean, the biggest one has gotten like 60 something million views, which is just absolutely unreal. And we've gotten a lot of cool, like we got invited. Probably my favorite thing so far. It hasn't actually happened yet, but we got invited to a race, a Porsche race. Well, it's actually it's called the FIA Endurance Championship, but it's a race car thing in Austin, Texas. And the Porsche team invited us to be there. I don't know, plus ones behind the scenes. So we get to go in the paddock and meet the teams and sit in the cars and
That's so much
do all
fun.
that stuff
So cool.
with my son. So that's actually next weekend in Austin. So we're gonna be going out there for that. And I have another buddy that does a lot like my
His
real estate
buddy's
photographer.
coming with him to like video
Oh,
the whole
good,
thing.
good. Okay. So
He's
you
gonna
are
come
gonna get
video it all and be behind the scenes with me to help me do that because I still want to enjoy the moment. I think the hard part for me is like you want to record the moments to get the views, right? But you also want to be in the moment, not worrying about anything else and not having to
Like the
worry
recorded
about
social media, like,
recording
you go
everything.
out, you take all these photos, you think they're great. There may or may not be some alcohol involved in this. You wake up the next morning and like they're all blurry, no one's smiling, people's eyes are closed.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't really understand like the importance of like taking photos as a group too, because it's content for stuff and it's also memories for things too.
I did.
And I never want to be that person. I don't want to be like that annoying wife that always is like, let's take a group photo.
Why is it
But
gonna
I
be the
have to be
wife?
that
Why
because
is
that's
it
always the wife. It's never the husband that's like, let's go take a group photo, family. No one, that doesn't
okay,
happen.
fine, whatever.
So then I have to
That's
be that
fair.
to make sure everybody gets a group photo all the time. And then
I'm into that too, though. I like to sit down
look
and be
at
like,
it to
hey,
make
real
sure that
quick,
it's
selfie
like,
photo. Yeah.
yeah, and then
But I
wanna
also
look at
like
it to make sure it's
need
good.
to live in the moment and not think that everything's gonna have to go on social media. Like I think there's a balance between let's enjoy our lives in the moment. Who cares what other people are seeing or thinking or whatever. But also it is fun to capture the moments that you can watch later too. So
It is, yeah. I think I struggle with that a lot, and that's probably why I put my phone down a lot more now. And then later I'm like, oh, but the memories. But I think what happens for me is like I just want the pictures now. I'm not taking the pictures because they need to go on social media. There was a time in my life when like a package would arrive at my door, and I was like, I need to film this because everybody cares what's going on with me every second. Like, not true at all. Nobody cares at all about what's in my
Someone
package.
did. Someone does.
Probably my mom or something.
Mhm.
I made my clothes spit his water out.
My mom does the same thing.
That's
I mean,
cute. They're big supporters, aren't they?
they are.
Yeah.
love that. Go moms.
Yeah.
Go mom.
Shout
So
out to
I
all the
will say
moms
this-
out there.
Shout out moms. I will say this really quickly that, we've had this discussion, Curtis. So like Cal tends to be your biggest draw, right? Because he's
Mhm.
absolutely adorable and he loves cars and he gets so excited. But we've had the conversation about you extending outside of your area. And so I think you've got this gigantic reach. And so if anybody out there sees it who loves cars and wants to buy a house in Scottsdale or Phoenix, you might very well be the first person that they think of. Now, I bet a lot of people are not moving across the country right now because there's just so many factors that are going on in the market.
Mm.
But when people are ready, I would not be surprised if you're the person that they reach out to because they've seen, they've connected with you because of that. And then they've seen that you also do real estate.
Yeah. I mean, it's also opened doors to a lot of the car people get invited to drives and stuff.
Yeah.
Just it's open doors for me. And I think at the end of the day, that's awesome. And I get to meet more people and just build more relationships because of that. And that's been helpful. And I enjoy it too. That's the other side of it. It's not like this feels like work for me. It's just like I get to go to car shows and hang out with my kid and have so much fun together. So it's a win-win for
I
me.
used to like his son until he said he didn't like electric cars.
And then you didn't come to his birthday party.
That's why. Tell him that too. That's why.
Why are you being mean to Cal?
Why is he being mean to me? He's never been in an electric car. He's never been in mine.
Okay.
That's
like,
true.
Like that whole
But it
thing.
doesn't make any noise.
It's like when your mom used to say, "Don't say you don't like that food until you try it."
Yeah, that's true. It
Well,
is a Porsche,
no
so-
noise is no fun.
Maybe bad parenting. I don't know. Could be bad.
Oh, shucks. Shucks.
His mom's fault. His mom taught him that.
It's always mom's fault.
Shout out mom / mom.
Always your fault.
Yeah,
Yeah. They
exactly.
get the
Yeah.
most credit. They
We
get
do.
the
We
age.
take a lot of crap, and it's
Mhm.
A lot.
usually like not a lot of praise. I'll just put my mom card out there real fast. But
So you're not gonna like this question, but we talk about morning routine on this show.
okay.
So I haven't.
Why am I not gonna like this
I haven't.
question?
I don't know. You and I
'Cause
have
you
never
don't-
really liked mornings.
Yeah.
So has that changed?
He knows
you
how I'm
have-
gonna answer this.
Do you have more of a morning routine now? Do you have to go shoot the like the show now, or how does that work?
Yeah. So my kids just started school last week, which just totally flips your routine on a 180. I think I'll be real. So I've had a challenging couple of last years. And so what I've tried to focus on, when I say that without giving context to it, I think it sounds maybe worse or different or whatever. Just having gone through a divorce and moving out and things like that. I tended to, for a very long time, just focus on, and I still do to an extent, like, what do I need right now? Do I need sleep? Do I need to give myself that extra time in the morning to not rush out the door and be stressed out? And so Michael knows this, I'm not a morning person. And so, there's a lot of times Michael and I would go to meet for coffee or breakfast, or he would text me and I'd be like, well, I'm running late because I
And it was like 10:30.
just woke up 15 minutes
It
ago.
wasn't like 7:30.
So I would get my kids to school, and to be honest with you, there's probably a little bit of like, not feeling great about myself and my life. And so I would go back to bed because I needed it.
Been there.
So thankfully, fast forward 2.5 years later, I do have a morning routine, and I'm very excited about it because I have energy now, which I did not have for a long time. And so, yes, I get up before the kids go to school and kind of start getting ready. And then a lot of times it's coming back. I have to do full glam when I'm doing the TV stuff, which I don't necessarily enjoy, but it's part of the deal, whatever. If I'm not shooting that morning, then generally it's kind of putting together whatever sounds good for breakfast, but trying very diligently to like make a smoothie with some protein and some collagen and there's so many things out there that you could add to it, right? But I've been trying to focus more on my health. Energy's just been a huge thing for me my whole life, like not having enough. And so I've been working really hard, I think, over the past few years to figure out what that right combination is for me. So I think I found it. I try and get out. If I don't have something right away for work, I try to get out for a little jog or a walk. Just move a little bit. Yogging, if you will.
Yeah.
So yeah, just moving my body, come back and do some work, typically some meetings. So morning routine, it's not like super dialed in, I would say, but to me, that's what I need. I need to not put that extra pressure on
Yeah.
myself. On Mondays, I like to sit down in front of my paper planner, put
Oh my
my
God.
phone. I do my phone and because I'm super visual.
Are
And
you like Jesse is, or do you carry around that big calendar thing that he carries around everywhere?
No, that's
Okay,
just
all right.
inconvenient.
It is very much so. Yeah,
Yes.
he makes it work.
Yeah, so I just have, it's like my to-do list for the week. sits to the left of my desk and I can see just everything. Okay, Thursday now I can't do that. It's like a quick glance of my week as opposed to me having to get into my phone every time. I'm a big email gal, meaning I probably check my email way more often than I should. But yeah, I mean, there's probably things I
That's not a
could,
bad thing.
no, there's probably things I could do
I
better.
take like hours to respond to emails, so
That's,
I like to do email on the computer. I don't like to do it on my phone.
I like to like,
Agreed.
So I have to like
I'm
wait
kinda
till I get
same.
back in front of my
no, I'm
computer.
just, yeah, exactly.
And
I'm
it sounds
the same way.
stupid.
No, I get
Kind of
it.
the same thing when I'm like, let me check my schedule, because I like
Mhm.
to do that in front of my computer too, because I
Yeah.
can see the whole week.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people are like, isn't it on your phone? Sure is, but
Mhm. No, there's things I definitely like to do in front of my computer as opposed to my phone or
Yeah.
even like my laptop or something like that. Just being in the office gives you that sense of like, okay, I'm organized.
Yeah,
I'm
you're here to
getting
do
my
stuff.
together. Yeah,
right, yeah.
yeah. So we mentioned boosting. I want to make sure we give the people the answer to the question. Well, I'm curious,
Oh,
what do you
Gotta
guys?
go back.
I know you're a fan of boosting because of the deal you had, but are
Well,
you
that
kind of
primarily
teeter
just because,
totter?
that primarily just makes it look better if like this, like the seller doesn't really be able to look at that stuff, but it just like gives me things to be able to show them.
Some clout.
Like, oh, look, we had this many people look at it, which just
Sure.
sounds better.
Yeah, no, I
So,
get that.
I mean, I do it for that reason mainly. I mean, besides that,
Mhm.
you know, I guess I haven't like specifically tracked what's come from what.
Mhm.
So it'd be hard for me to tell, but the majority of the time I just do it just to kind of,
Yeah,
I guess, make the listing like look better online and like look more popular and things like that. So,
right. I will say that tips and tricks, like if you are involved in social media, track your leads. Like where are they coming from? Because it's gonna let you know, am I putting too much into social media? Am I not putting enough into social media? How much am I spending per lead? How much am I spending per sale? It's just gonna give you all of that data. And it's gonna help you kind of pivot with all of your marketing if social media is not where you need to be. So
I think my next thing that I
Track
haven't done, that I haven't taken good advantage of is social media retargeting.
retargeting.
You know,
Yeah.
like if people look at my stuff online, then it follows them around.
Mhm.
That's how I bought $800 worth of sunglasses yesterday. Because
Cause you're like, it keeps popping up. I must
yeah,
need
so I
these.
basically just buy it just so the ad stops showing up on my phone.
Do you think they know when you actually buy and that's
No,
why they
no,
stop?
no,
They keep
no.
going, right?
Yeah,
Cause after you
'cause
buy
that's
stuff,
how I
they
bought another
keep.
one. Yeah. So,
They're great
Alright.
sunglasses though.
Are they, what are they?
one
We
is
bought
like
2 pairs.
gold, and
Okay.
then one I can't remember I can't remember the brand, but
Just some nice
Yeah.
sunnies.
Yeah,
I
they're-
can't buy nice sunglasses cause I lose the really nice
well, I do too.
ones.
So these ones will stay. They'll probably just sit in my closet. I'll never wear them,
Right.
but they're good for display.
They'll look pretty.
My friend gave me his free
Good for
$1,200 pair of
display.
crystals.
Wow.
He had them like custom made, and
Gross.
his girlfriend didn't like them, so he just gave them to me.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not even gonna argue with you. I'll just
Yeah,
take
I'll
them. It's
take
fine.
'em.
Yeah.
They'll look
Normally I'd be like,
pretty.
no, I don't want those, but I was like, sure.
They'll look nice on
Give
the
'em to me.
shelf. Yeah.
They look
I
great.
get
No,
that.
I'll wear them. But like you, I'll lose my sunglasses, so
Right.
or I'll sit on them or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What's your thoughts on boosting?
Boosting, I think it's a good idea. I also don't do it up front. I
Okay.
kind of wait maybe a couple weeks if the listing kind of dies or whatever.
Mhm.
Because typically I'll get some good traction off the jump anyways. So I don't feel the need to boost, but it's also an inexpensive way to get more eyeballs on the property. So I think every property is a little bit different, but
I'm
the
curious.
stale ones for sure.
Yeah, and that makes so much sense. I'm curious if you might have been more apt to boost before having hundreds of thousands of followers as opposed to boosting now. How many followers do you have now?
Like 125, I think,
Okay.
something
So
like
are
that.
you less apt to boost now than you might have been like?
Well, the other thing is I don't boost on Instagram. I've only boosted on Facebook
Okay.
on the business page. So I don't know if that makes a huge difference or not, but
It's probably where you need it more because you don't have
yeah,
a big following on Facebook.
yeah. But I don't know if I've ever boosted anything on Instagram. I don't know.
Usually
That's where I do
though,
some, because I don't even like Facebook anymore, so that's why
Yeah.
that's where I do most of everything on there.
so when I set up
Yeah.
boosts, I don't know if you look at this, either of you, but like there's a choice and you have the option to boost on Facebook Messenger,
Yeah.
WhatsApp, or Instagram.
WhatsApp,
Mhm,
who's
'cause
boosting things on WhatsApp?
Facebook,
There's a
that.
royal family in Africa somewhere, dude, that's gonna reach
Yeah, that's
out
what
and
we
buy your
see now.
listing.
I would like to.
They're
move
like, I want to
to
buy this $1
Omaha,
million house, but I can only
Nebraska.
chat on WhatsApp. I'm like, yes, scam, go away.
Right. WhatsApp's becoming a little more usable. just-
No,
It is. It is. It's gaining.
still will be a scam.
it's
I
gaining-
still wouldn't trust anybody that's like, hey, hit
No.
me up on WhatsApp.
No.
I can't text you.
Why would
And I can't tell you how many times, and I was this way when I
Yeah.
was, but like the new agents on my team, they get all excited, they call me.
When they get.
Yeah, and I was like,
Sorry.
oh, come on. And then it's like, oh yeah, we have to talk to me on WhatsApp. I was like, no, it's fake.
Yeah.
No.
They
Yeah.
don't know how to qualify leads yet.
Well, and I never did
essentially.
either. I just got excited.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this person wants to spend $3 million out of nowhere and they found me. Of all people.
Right.
Yeah, on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
No, they come from realtor.com. or
Oh,
homes.com.
But then they want to talk on.
Yeah,
WhatsApp.
and then
they
they're
only
like,
want to talk,
"Message
communicate
me."
on WhatsApp. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. You may be inadvertently posting to Instagram without knowing it. Fun fact, though, that Apple now
Oh,
charges additional fees if you boost through the app as opposed to the web platform.
Why?
So if I
Really?
post through Instagram app, I'm gonna get an extra $5 to $10 charge because Apple's like, well, you're using our phone. This is silly. You're using our phone to increase your ad revenue, so we should get like a surcharge for it.
Wow.
So now when we boost,
But like you use their computer to boost it and they don't.
I don't know.
That was my whole thought too. Like, what if we use the
Yeah.
Apple computer?
jurisdiction, I don't know, but like
Okay, interesting.
if you post natively through the Facebook webpage, you do not get charged those extra surcharges. So
Weird.
that's created a little bit of inefficiency for us, but it's something that you may not even recognize is happening that you're getting charged for.
That's
But
not where you've normally done boosts, is from the computer, you do it on your phone?
usually I'll do it like for Instagram particularly, I'll do
The
it.
Instagram on the desktop is just,
Totally. It wasn't built for desktop.
no.
Yeah. Thank you for desktop because that's what I was searching for. Yes, usually for Instagram specifically, I would do the boost through that, but no, now I go through Facebook. It's driving people to go through Facebook.
Right.
So to answer your question, that's a really good segue. Boosting, yes, I believe in. Secondly, the reason I believe in it is because the platforms are making it, every social media platform is making it so that you have to boost because that's how they make money is
Right.
through advertising. So they're not always prioritizing. I'm going to give you a crazy stat. Only 5% of people who follow you actually see your stuff on a fairly regular basis because think about it, how many posts are going out every single day, right? And so to cut through that, they've made
Yeah.
it so that you have to.
But that also
The
annoys me
boost.
about the boost because I'm not, like, I'm paying to get new people to look at my stuff,
Yeah,
not people that I've already captured as followers.
right.
But
Well, and you can actually choose an option that says people who follow my page and
Oh.
people like them. So that's one aspect of it. But if you look at it, it's all relative. So 5% of 100,000 followers is what 5,000 people. So 5,000 people likely are seeing Curtis's post when he posts. 5,000 of almost 4,000 followers is quite a bit less. So in order to reach more,
right.
I think it depends on how many followers you have.
Well, and it's kind of funny. Like there was one night I couldn't sleep, so my activity I chose to do is to get on Instagram and click on every bubble until it ran out.
Every bubble.
On stories, every story.
Dang,
Oh.
that's a lot.
And
I never
did,
do
it ran
that.
out. But I was just like, who are all these people?
I like my
Like,
jaw dropped. Like
I
wow,
said I couldn't
no one's
sleep,
ever
so I
done
had, like,
that.
Well, there was nothing else to do. I couldn't sleep. I had like 6 hours, and I kept trying to go to sleep, and then
Oh
I'm
my
like, whatever.
gosh, you're like
Anyway,
a
so
guinea.
I'm just clicking through every story, and again, I'm like, who are these people? And like, when did I meet them, or why do I follow this person? So I did a lot of unfollowing at that point.
Mhm.
But I saw stories from people that I actually talk to pretty regularly, but their Instagram has like never been known to me.
Right.
So it is
Huh.
very weird just how that just like disappears.
People.
I get on
use-
Instagram the other day, and this girl that I know, she like liked 15 of my posts in a row, and I screenshot it and I sent it to her. I was like, I knew you were obsessed with me, but calm down. And then she said she did that to get me back in her algorithm because she feels bad because she doesn't get to see any of my posts or anything.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't even know if that works.
Or
but
she could just go search your page, and then they're like, well,
not to,
obviously she likes this guy's stuff. So
not to.
Huh.
But
interesting.
yeah, I like my explanation better. But
I do too. Yeah.
She's
give you that.
obsessed.
We'll cut that part out.
it sounds much
Stage
better.
5, dude. Stage
Like the
5 clinger. Run
Mariah-
away.
It's like the Mariah Carey song. So.
Why are you so
Here we go, sing it.
Me.
Sing it.
No, I'm
No?
done. I'm
Okay.
done. Oh, that one.
What?
Yeah.
So obsessed with
Oh,
She
yeah.
wrote about-
yeah,
she wrote
yeah,
that
I
about
didn't know the
Eminem.
second- I just didn't know the second part you did there.
oh,
This was-
oh.
This was really funny. When they were all in town this week, we were at my car condo and a cop showed up to the gate because
Oh.
this is like the most Elkhorn complaint I've ever heard.
Hmm.
Someone from the apartments complained that my little four-wheeler was riding in the public street, which it was not because they don't even know how to get out of the gate. And I go back in to the condo, to the car condo, and our buddy Kyle, Kyle's just like randomly funny. He takes my phone and he searches out, and it's the Lil Wayne song that says I got pulled over by a lady cop, which was just like
Oh.
perfectly.
Wee,
Yeah,
wee.
yeah. There you go. Yeah.
I love that
Kyle,
song.
yeah, it was funny.
Yeah. Well,
We
geez.
did invite her in, but
I
she
bet you
Yeah, she
respectfully
Yeah,
declined.
well, yeah, we invited her in and then we asked for her phone
Unfortunately.
number and she goes, yeah, it's 911.
Ooh, mic drop. I won't name names, but
Oh,
there was an incident
Probably
probably
me.
20 years ago.
Oh, it wasn't
Friends
me.
of mine and myself were out of town and things got a little crazy. And there are a couple cops that they pull over if they see something and they're like, hey, what's going on? You guys okay? And we're like, yeah, we're fine. There's stuff, whatever. Is once they knew that we were okay, they fully hit on us. Two
nice.
cops on duty.
Was that
Like,
here?
so what are you guys doing later? No, it was in
Wow.
Kansas City.
Nice.
Yeah, what the heck?
Wow.
Heck yeah.
I was like, ew, I don't
Nice.
feel
You,
safe
you
at
miss
all right
every
now.
shot you don't take. You know that?
Wow.
Oh, you're
Oh.
gonna.
I mean, that's
Well,
also a little bit like illegal in their profession. But
Yes,
still.
I was so like.
Actually, no, it's
ick.
not. If they
Well,
would have
no,
been
it's
like,
not. They made
no,
sure
if
you're
they would've
okay
been like,
first.
"Give you a ticket, but I won't if you like go out with it. That would have been. illegal.
Yeah, that
That's
would've been
illegal.
But no,
okay.
then they were just like, hey, you're fine. You're not in trouble. But
It
you guys
gave me
wanna
the
hang out.
ick. I was like, how unprofessional.
It's probably because they weren't your type. They just weren't good enough looking for you. And if they were, then things would have been a little different.
You were decent. I mean,
This lady cop was cute.
oh, yeah.
She
Well,
was.
I mean, cops date people too, right?
Oh yeah, they all
I'm
do.
They are real
saying.
people.
Yeah, generally, they are real
Yeah.
people. So are realtors. We're real people.
Realtors are.
Real tours.
Ooh, that's the new slogan for Realtor.
Yeah, realtors
Yeah.
are real people.
For
That'd be a
MMA.
great slogan we just hatched here.
Realtors are real people. So, question for you guys: Realtor, Realtor, or Realtor? What's your
Definitely not realtor.
You know,
Where
there's
does
no-
that extra syllable come
I
from?
don't know. There's no A in the middle.
Is there an I and
Yeah.
A?
No.
Yeah.
I say realtor as a joke.
Yeah, I
Oh, I'm a
don't.
realtor.
I don't usually exaggerate the word that much. I just say I'm a real estate agent.
Oh.
Yeah. I rarely say realtor. I sell real estate.
That
That's
just
what I
means
tell
we're part of
people.
an association that pays for commercials on TV.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'm just a real estate agent.
Yeah.
But
The
not just a real estate agent, but
NAR, right, is the Realtor.
yeah, the National Association of Realtors.
Right.
Yeah.
So, is there like a complex within the industry that like don't say realtor? Like you say, I sell real estate.
No, no.
Not a
no.
complex.
No,
but
most
like-
people have the complex to say I'm a realtor. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm not that person.
Yeah, we also houses. I don't
Huh.
care.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just the same people that get like the 19 little like
GRE,
yeah, that stupid crap,
GRI,
like,
yeah, all the.
yeah, and I'm
Under
like,
their signature.
and they haven't sold
Yeah.
like a single damn thing, but they've taken every class in the history.
But they've been in the business for 25 years.
Yeah, and they
Mhm.
have like, oh, I'm SRS and this and that. or whatever,
PRE.
Yeah.
yeah, it's all that stuff. Yeah.
I'm VA qualified and
Nobody
short
even knows
sale.
sometimes
That
what
doesn't
those
mean
SFR.
I'm
letters
BA
mean.
experience. That just means I'm BA qualified, and I took some classes to get this little.
Yeah, they-
syllables.
VA qualified to me was you qualified for a veterans loan.
Yeah, it's like USAA.
You put down
That's what you
everything you've
qualified
ever
for.
qualified for.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
put USAA.
No.
Not
Realtors
knocking
love to
on
make
those
fun
agents,
of
but
realtors. I will
Yeah.
say that.
Notice how Curtis had to like.
Hmm?
level that a
Not
little bit.
knocking on realtors.
he
Well,
has to
you
be-
are realtors, so
he has
you
to be the
can
nice
knock.
one.
on-
yeah.
Are you a reader?
Yeah.
What books are you reading now?
Oh, I'm reading a book called Mind Games
Oh.
by Nora Roberts, and I have another one on my nightstand.
So I assume that's fiction.
Well, she's like a romance novelist.
Oh,
there is no
Ooh,
romance in this book.
spicy.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that point yet, so I'm having a real hard time picking it back up.
Here's like, there's no
every
romance
day.
yet. Throw this book out.
Yeah,
I
it's
might
not
just skip
50
to, like-
Shades, so throw it
Yeah.
away.
I might just skip to like chapter 15 and see what happens, but it's it's hard to get into. I just finished, oh gosh. Oh, a great author out of Chicago, Charlie Donley. He writes kind of like crime novels.
Oh.
Really good. And then I found a random one I ordered. Or maybe I went to a bookstore. I can't remember right now. I
You went
can
to a bookstore?
bore you with those details. I love bookstores.
Like here in Omaha? What bookstores are even still around?
Oh, is it Target? Target.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, that's not a bookstore.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But I took a trip recently, and so I wanted a couple books because I was going to be on the beach, and I forget what the other ones.
So you're obviously more of like a fiction, kind of take your mind away from things kind of reader as
Totally.
opposed to like a
I'm
self-improvement type of reader.
Self-improvement book, but I'll usually do that on like a podcast,
Mhm.
or an Audible, as opposed to like sitting at home highlighting, like taking notes.
Me and my podcast friend here, we were supposed to
Read
we
a
were supposed to
lot.
finish.
We did good for a little bit.
Yeah,
Where are you
when then,
at?
yeah, we were supposed to finish 5 books by the end of 2023, and it's
Mhm.
now going to be the end of 2024 here. And
Wait,
6
you were
months.
supposed to finish 5 books by the end of last
Audible.
year?
Audible books. Yeah.
listening to them
Listening.
Okay.
because I haven't
that
physically
counts.
read 5 books.
And I
in
think we're at
I
what,
can't
3?
read how
We're at
fast.
like 3 books, I think.
And I think we're like, well, actually, to be fair, we did 2 as like accountability buddies, and then I kind of went off on my own to listen to some different books. You kind of did the same thing. We just haven't really gotten back on that list of 5. So I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah,
We
you
just-
Yeah.
are.
Better than most, I would say.
You what?
better than
Better
most.
than most. We're doing better than most.
Oh, for sure.
But see, it's kind of funny because he has like a 45-minute drive every morning or something like that, just because Phoenix is so big.
Because Phoenix.
So like, and if I had that too, I'd pop a podcast, or like I'd pop like an audio book in or whatever, let's do it.
100%.
But I'm not gonna like listen to 12 minutes of it, get out, go to the store, get back in, listen
That's
to
what I
it.
do.
No, because see, then I wouldn't retain any of it.
So I'm listening to this tree is attacking me. I'm listening to a podcast right now, Armchair Expert. Familiar?
No,
Either of you?
Nope.
Nope. I highly recommend
I
it.
mean, it doesn't have anything to do with making chairs.
Not making chairs, no. But do you know what an armchair expert is? It's like
Nope.
it's like an
Oh,
it's like
Uh-oh, she's
clearly
drunk.
not you.
what do they call it? Like
It's
a
not the armchair.
That's not me. What do they call it? Like a backseat driver or like an armchair quarterback or like somebody that's like, I sit here in my armchair, but like I know everything about everything.
Oh,
But
they're
it
not
is
actually
somebody
doing
that-
anything, they're just sitting there and observing.
It is somebody though that does have like a wealth of knowledge about a lot of things,
Hmm.
but more like a little bit about a lot of things, right? So Dax Shepard is the host, unexpected, great host, but like he digs in with people, like starts from the very beginning, but he gets like a little bit of psychology in there, whatever. So I'm listening to that in the car right now.
Hmm.
Highly, highly, highly recommend. And then
What does he do?
couple
Does he
books.
like analyze people, or what's the point of it?
analyze them, but he's I don't know, like maybe a decade sober. He's gone through a lot of therapy. Apparently he was like he had some major childhood trauma. So he like knows people and the questions to ask, and he can like dig
Yeah, you're right. I
really
wouldn't guess that was
deep.
him at all.
No, because you know him probably from the guy on Punked,
Mhm.
and then he was on a show called Parenthood.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's, he just gets into it. I like his interview style. I like what he gains out of people. So he interviews celebrities, but then he interviewed someone that was like an admitted sociopath.
Oh,
And then he interviewed like the one I'm listening to right now is about like Munchausen syndrome and like people who are so he's like digging into like really random topics, and I like to learn. So
is it like lighthearted, or is it?
but I mean it's not like too much.
Mm.
It's definitely lighthearted and he makes jokes and whatever. So yeah, so I like to read, and I got a couple books happening right now and some podcast stuff, and
Cool.
probably something I stopped
Love
listening
that.
to Audible. Thanks guys. What else
Yeah,
can
that's
I tell
great.
you about?
Mm.
This is a
That's what
total side
questions
note, but I
have,
think your in-house counsel looks like Dax Shepard.
Scott Vogt?
Yeah,
I don't think so. at
Really?
all.
I don't think I've
I
ever
think
seen
so.
him.
I
Does he
saw
have
him when he was
hair?
speaking at Explode, and I was like, gosh, he looks familiar. And I think it's,
Yeah, we brought
That's it.
back Shepard.
Shepherd.
yeah.
Scott, like very, very happy for Scott, lost a bunch of weight,
Uh-huh.
but he's like not intimidating at all anymore, like he used to be to me.
Because he was like a big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, just
Size
like big,
matters.
powerful.
Yeah.
And now he's just not.
Whoa.
Now
Well,
he
we'll
looks-
just clip that as as its own
No,
little thing and put that
Yeah,
on
I don't
social.
care, Go for it. And now he looks like Dax Shepard.
That was
Size
not, I wasn't
matters.
talking about him. I was just saying in general.
I
But
mean, we
anyway.
got it. We got it.
Not big dude.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. No, I mean, those were the questions I had really, so.
Curtis, do you have any questions?
I don't, but honestly, this has been so fun. You'd be a
Good.
great like third wheel, not even like an interview person, but if we just did this together all the time, this would be great.
You want me to be your third wheel?
I mean,
You're great.
sometimes we need it.
I think it would be super fun to sit in with you guys and kind of be like your background, like boop, say something. Will you guys please do me a favor tonight and listen to even like 10 minutes of Dax's podcast, because his co-host is his best friend. Her name's like Monica something. And she just like kind of chimes in like
Hmm.
randomly, but like
A
will
little sidekick.
sort of, yeah, like a sidekick.
Yeah,
Can I
that
be
sounds
your
great.
sidekick?
Sure, why not? If you don't show up 45 minutes late every time.
Yeah,
Cross my heart.
No,
we literally planned this around you.
Never 45 minutes late. That was
There's
ridiculous.
one thing you and I have in common. It's we're late everywhere.
I've gotten so much better at it.
Oh,
Like I'm
Really?
priding myself on
wow.
being early.
I have not gotten worse.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're probably just
I'm
really
pretty
busy.
good about
I
it.
just overbook my schedule all the time.
Right.
I can't, that's, I mean,
And then once you get
which
used
that's
to
not fair to
it,
anybody,
it
but,
becomes like a habit of
It
like, well,
does.
I'm just late. Yeah.
but I actually hate people who are super early more than people who are late.
I don't like waiting. That's usually why I'm not early.
Well, so like, for example, I'm present at most of my showings
Mhm.
and I have to get there and turn lights on, turn the radio on, all this other crap. Showings at 4, right? I get there at 3:30 to do all that.
Okay.
They show up at like 3:45. I'm like, no, your showing's at 4. You stay outside. I'm like, I haven't even started yet. This is not fair to me.
Yeah.
Or people who get there like 15 minutes before a party,
Mhm.
rude.
Mhm.
in
I'm
my
not ready
opinion.
yet.
No,
I
Party starts at
completely
4.
agree with you. Like
think
there
that's
are
more
times
rude than
to
being
be
late.
early, and there are times to not be early.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. Well, I had a meeting today and I showed up about 20 minutes early just because I had nothing really going on at that time of the day. She showed up like 5 minutes early and I was like, well, I guess we're starting the meeting, like, like I have to fill this 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, we're here now. We might as well start.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm late. It's a good thing.
Well,
All right,
fun. You
I'll
were our
stop
first
talking.
guest, so that was
Thank
great.
you. Yeah, thanks for
Thank
coming. This
you.
was great.
It's been a blast. I appreciate it.
Now we can just like keep this one in the archives and like use this as a test run before we have our first real guest on.
Sure. Yeah, just stash it away and never use it. That'd be great.
No, we got to use it. We'll get more
Honestly.
views if your face is in the profile picture or whatever.
Oh, appreciate that. No, you guys are great. You're fantastic. I love what you're doing. You have to teach all the people all the things about real estate, and you're doing a great job at that.
Thanks.
So keep it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Love it. Thanks.
You guys need to sign out. Like,
No, we have that. It's already pre-made.
Is it?
Yeah, it's already pre-made. Hold on.